from Belladonna's Botanicals, and today I want to talk about owning and accepting your sacred rage because one of the things I see, and again, I'm going to go this more when I talk about spiritual bypassing, is like good emotions, bad emotions. You're not allowed to feel your bad emotions. Focus on the positive, find the joy. You need to own, accept, and manage and integrate your negative emotions as well. And rage can be something that is negative in one thing, but you can turn it in to other things, but you have to process through it first. And this can apply to numerous circumstances. I know I'm making a lot of content right now addressing and for the influx of people that are coming in on this new post US election spiritual awakening, as it were. So you're allowed to feel your feelings and emotions. Do not let anyone silence you or minimize that. And because I see so much coming from, different like spiritual leaders, oh, can't we all just get along and agree to disagree? No. Like I'm gonna talk about myself here a little bit to give you an idea of how this works and how it works for me. I'm gonna share some of my own personal thoughts right now that I'm struggling with. I think I processed through a lot of my emotions um pretty quick, but the anger I feel right now is towards every woman who sold out the rest of us is screaming. That is screaming deep in my soul. I expect this from the MAGA incel, QAnon, patriarchal, elitist man babies and whatnot. But there's part of me that has so much angrier at the women who sold us out. And I don't know what to do with that rage yet. And the thing is when you have that emotion, it's gonna start trying it's gonna find I always say magic takes the path of least resistance. Your emotions will also take the path of least resistance. Um, so like I said, I expected the incel maggot twerps of the your body, my choice ilk to to vote as they did and to sport as they did. That's no surprising turn of events. It's the women that voted against themselves and the rest of us that I have so much rage for. It is palpable. 53% of white women voted against other women. And I am so fuck this. Like, see, you're all just a bunch of see you next Tuesdays, and I hope you bleed out in an ER parking lot for all I care. So yeah, I had someone message me. I'm like, child, I'm not gonna take it like in the well, I know you're mad about the election. I'm like, child, I'm not gonna take financial and economic advice from someone who like knowingly dated a sexual predator and with underage allegations and then wondered why the leopard ate her face. Yeah, you're probably not the best judgments on anything, literally. So sit down. Because this person was very okay with having signed like, well, I'm okay without having access to abortion if it helps the economy. Do you know how many people are gonna die for that? We've seen so many cases of women who are just have an ectopic pregnancy or having a miscarriage, and the doctors can't do anything because of these ridiculous laws. But yay, economy. And I know how tariffs work because I run a business. Like I know some of this stuff. So like I'm done trusting the stupid people in the room that think they know things when they really don't. So bye-bye. But it's that brought up for me the rate and at least in a good way, it's helped me address and like understand the rage that I am feeling. Because I think if you watch one of the previous videos before the election about Lilith, where I was kind of like, why don't I get along with other women? I think this is probably why, because I am not like other women. And the fact that some of y'all in the spiritual community sold the rest of us out are like, I'm a trick girl. You are awful human. Like, seriously, I'm done. And you know what? I'm going to enjoy every single horrible thing that happens to you. And the Schadenfreude, chef's kiss. That's the kind of rage I'm feeling. It's irrational. It's angry. It's not grounded, but I'm allowed to feel that. And you're allowed to feel your rage too, and feeling like you were sold out by family members, by friends, by intimate partners, and all these idiots and stuff like that. So it's not being mad about the election. It's being mad that I might lose my affordable care insurance at some point in time, healthcare insurance. I don't know how the hell my business is going to survive this when everything goes twice and doubles in cost. In order to do that, in order to mitigate the business surviving, because this is my only form of income, I'm gonna have to move in the next year. Like, there's all these things, like, I can't just, hope for the best and not plan for these things, because I don't want to end up homeless when I'm like, oh shit, I can't afford my rent and I have nothing in savings anymore. So I have to think about these things. So, and I mentioned this in another video, probably the previous video I did to this, is the other thing I'm struggling with on this sacred rage is this. I'm angry that of something that was taken from me. And that is, and I feel like right now, the biggest failing in my life is I've seen the good in people, seeing their potential to heal and do better, looking past, even if they were wearing a suit of red flags. I always had hope that, things would get better. People would be like, oh, okay, I understand this now. Coming together, meeting in the middle, crossing the aisle, all that stuff. I just don't think I have it in me anymore to see the good in people. Unless you're grandfathered into that, or you can prove your goodness. It's not assumptive anymore. And when I see one of those red flags, there's no second chances. I'm done. Like with a lot of the people that I severed ties with, I'm done. I've gone no contact. That's how it is. You can apologize and make amends all you want. I want nothing to do with you. And that is, for me, in my trauma healing, going no contact is part of my healing. Protecting myself is part of my healing. Not allowing people to hurt me and abuse me is part of my healing. So, but yeah, like, I just don't have it in me anymore to really see the good in people as a baseline. I know it's there, and maybe, I will come around, but it's like I was sitting there yesterday. I was having a rough day yesterday. I was sitting there, I'm like, wow, I healed through all the post 2020 to 20, on era PTSD I accumulated. Well, wonder what new fuck shit flavors of PTSD I'm gonna get over the next 4 years if we survive it. So, and I have to say, I mean, I know it. And again, in owning your sacred rage, own your sacred pettiness, because also sometimes that is chef's kiss. But yeah, I'm watching all of the MAGA idiots, like, as they're celebrating. Oh no, I didn't expect the leopard to eat my face. Or wait, this applies to me and not just the people I hate. I'm like, yeah. And you know what? I don't care. If you end up homeless, I really don't care. You reap what you sow, and there are consequences for your actions. So I like, there's no sympathy. If you were on fire on the side of the road and I was carrying buckets of water, I would dump them out and be like, and walk away. That's where I'm at. I don't like feeling that way. I don't like that's something was taken from me and that's where I'm at. But I'm owning my rage. I am owning my, just, it's not even disappointment. I don't even know what a word for it is. It's catastrophic disappointment. Because it's not just basic bitch disappointment. This is like what the literal F is wrong, excuse me, with people. And I'm like, you can't say you're friends with me and then vote to have my health insurance taken away. I have chronic illnesses. It takes a lot of management. I go to the doctor a lot. I get a lot of procedures. I'm on a lot of medications, some of which are very expensive. So yeah, you can fuck all the way off. If you voted for Trump, you have no place in my life. Like, and I'm fine with that. I'd write off family members. I'd write off colleagues, friends. I like, no, I'm just done with it. And for the people who are like, oh, whatever happened to the tolerant left? I'm like, no, we just don't like you. You hate everyone. We just don't like you. How does it feel? They tend to get a little snowflakey over that. So, yeah, I remember it was one time, I forget whose Facebook or something. Someone said something to the extent of transgender people don't matter. And I was like, well, you don't matter. And boy, how did they, well, I matter to everyone. I'm like, nope, you don't matter to me. So therefore I disproved your theory. But it's amazing how quick the tables turn when you don't like them and reject them for what they believe in and what they've done and who they are. It's funny that. But I think we've learned who the real enemies within are. It's not most of us. Most of us just want to like I just want to live, have a decent life, access to healthcare, not have to, worry about being homeless in, 6 months. I want my family to have access to their Social Security and Medicare and stuff like that. I want my autistic nephew to have access to his IEP programs and things like that. And like a lot of y'all voted to take that away, and I'm just not okay with that. And I'm okay with not being okay with that right now because it's still very raw. It takes a time, and what I'm sharing all this so you have something to kind of relate to and pivot to in this, that it's okay to feel what you're feeling. Don't let anyone minimize that. And the people that are like, oh, just look on the bright side, or maybe it won't be that bad or whatnot. You don't know. None of us, I mean, the point is here, none of us know, but we have to prepare. Like, I have a business to run. I have to prepare for, oh crap, if everything doubles in price come January, there's a lot of things I'm going to have to go through and reprice, redesign, because I'll be like, well, no one's going to pay, $100 for a bar of soap. So I'm going to take out the ingredients that are going to make it that. So some of those things are like, there's a lot of things that I can't just wait and see. Like, we have to plan for it. And when you see all the business people know what the tariffs mean and know what it is. That's why you see a lot of people doing layoffs already, but or stocking up on supplies, canceling Christmas bonuses and stuff to mitigate all of that. So, that's part and parcel of the issue. And, you know, but yeah, I want you to feel now what I want you to feel okay, because sometimes like rage can be a hard emotion to process and know what to do with it. Like, I can either go from I'll be complete I for me, and I'm going to share something personal with you, because I have complex PTSD. I have to be very, very diligent and careful when I hit peak acceleration rage, because what happens there is I will end up in a rage fugue, dissociate, and well, it'll be an interesting results. Like, I have safety measures in plan, at least here. I could be like, hey mom, can I come over and stuff like that. Or I have friends that, I have a support system here now. But in the past, I've had rage fugues, and like, I've woken up in a pile of glass with a bunch of shit smashed and cut up and bleeding because I dissociated and took out that rage on with a hammer and a bunch of glass stuff. Or it will go the other side of I will just have to sleep for like 3 days straight. Sometimes, in order to not end up into the smashy glass aspect of rage fugue dissociation, I have to kind of like drug myself. Like, I have an emergency bottle of Haldol, which if you ever watch movies and like, someone's like a psych patient that's having a thing and they jab them. Usually it's Haldol. It's oral for me, but yeah, I've only taken it, like, had to use it like twice. But yeah, I have to have measures in place to deal with that. So rage can be scary. For me, I have to acknowledge it exists. I have to let it out in some ways. And I'm telling you, and doing so in safe ways. So for me, that's where I'm at. And I'm probably gonna I took a little break just because I just didn't have the emotional bandwidth to do any ritual work or very minimal kind of stuff. But I'm gonna work through some of that through my spirituality, through my, you know, literally screaming into the void, or with any ritual work that I'm doing. And I just also, to that, I want to add, because a lot of people now are interested in baneful magic and cursing and hexing. One of the things I've found, it's like the effective ineffective curse is sometimes, and I know this when I've done curses and hexes in the past. I know that what I'm doing has absolutely or very minimal, if any, effect on anyone else. sometimes what I'm doing is I'm basically exorcising. I'm doing a ritual exorcism of my rage in that the therapy of screaming at candles through that ritual exercise. So, well, no, it didn't, cause someone to run their car into the tree or whatever. It helped me release that rage that was because it can get really, it's hard. Like it's really hard containing that. So I hope you find this helpful. And I'm trying to be authentic in sharing my personal experiences and struggles because I see a lot of leaders that like preach the bullshit, but like they're not walking the walk. They're talking the talk, but they are not walking the walk, or they're not sharing that with you. So I try to be authentic with that, and because I'm on the autism spectrum, I don't really do insincerity and things like that. So you're gonna get, whether you like it or not, you're gonna get a lot of authenticity from me because I don't really have the mechanisms to be fake or insincere because it actually causes me physical pain to do so. I've talked about that before. If I have to be insincere, it literally feels like trying to like shave with like the gougy side of the cheese grater. So I just don't do it because it causes me pain. Anyways, so I hope you found this video helpful. Feel free to drop a comment below. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Follow us on social media. Sign up for our newsletter. You know the drill. I love you all. Bye.